It's our final session in Manchester. Gonna say goodbye to the guys. I don't even think any of them know I'm even going. I'm not more than acquaintances with them, but still.
Are you working? What kind of work do you do?
So, super quick video. I'm gonna recount just a couple hands in my apparently viciously stretched out shirt. I'm noticing all these like really stupid little idiosyncratic things that I never noticed before until I started turning a camera on myself. I'm still a little weirded out by it, but I just really wanted to go over the hand recounting skill that I'm very bad at. So, current Lerner is going to review the same hands that last night Lerner did, and we're gonna kind of come to a consensus of self. First hand we got, this is 5-card PLO by the way, so you're getting 5 cards, you're playing 8-handed. We got aces with, I believe, the Queen 8-9, single suited, and none of them were the aces. A couple limpers. We bump it up to 15, which is pot from the cutoff. Big blind calls cold, and then one of the open limpers, an older gentleman who's aggressive and liked to mix it up, was limp calling as well in early position. To a flop of Queen of Spades, 7 of Spades, 3 of Hearts, so definitely on the drier side of boards. Checks to me. So I bet 40 on the flop, and we get one call, the loose aggressive guy. So we have the ace of spade blocker without the nut flush draw, and we have a queen to potentially backdoor us some stuff, but mainly it's a blocker to them having a top set, which I failed to mention is important because the scariest check raising hand would be top set, so blocking that is super helpful. The turn is the 6 of club, giving us the open-ended, and again we have the nut blocker, and we just fire out pot again, a weird gutter straight hit. You know, if you get check raised there by that one hand, then oh well, but I think the majority of hands are gonna have a hard time calling. I also failed to articulate that he folded, so we won the pot. I think I was too busy staring at the local wildlife. There's a creature. That is a cat. It's a cat. I was hoping raccoon. That is a cat.
Hey, alright! Little King Trashmouth found himself a piece of pizza!
So I wonder what percentage of times we want to lead into 2 people. Let's say we had not the ace of spades on that board. That'd be an interesting thought. I think I still like leading a fair amount. Having the extra person there who's tight, you know, he was a Hold'em convert, he was definitely playing tight to make sure he didn't screw up. That was his way of coming from the game. That would actually be an interesting video to make. Getting into PLO if you've been playing Hold'em for a bunch of years, because you're definitely flexing different muscles. You have an idea of what you should be doing and how the game is different, but maybe I should, I don't know, come up with a few things that I had to lose some money to figure out that maybe I can help some other folks lose less. So shoot me a comment if that seems interesting to you. Shoutouts to Kurt Sheldon. I'm working on the card thing. I'm gonna have a cool thing that hopefully is more easily visible. To Manumatic, my battle rap fan brother in Germany, and Hot Sauce is Lifo, because your name is hilarious. So thanks for watching, thanks for commenting. Takes a lot, brightens my day. You're the best. Which brings us to a second pot. This is one I'm a little disappointed, but also a little proud of myself for. You got the ace-7 of diamonds with the 6-8 of clubs and an ace of spade blocker. So we wake up with aces again, and we are raised into the early position aggro older gentleman. Made a 15 to start, folds to me, and I make it 55. He calls, we go to the flop. Heads up, the flop is King 9 deuce with 2 spades. He checks, I check. Just, I don't know, pot control, don't want to get re-raised out of it, and just generally keeping it small against someone who's capable of a re-raise on a board that pretty much missed me totally. So keep it small, or at least I thought, jeez. The turn is the 10 of spades, and this is where things get a little wild. He leads out 75 into the pot, and I tank for a few seconds and re-raise to 325. two things. One, in the live space right now, I think overplaying your nut blocker is just a winning strategy. I think people are apt to fold a lot more, especially if they're deep in a big spot. So I like that I did that. The issue is, I think a lot of aces with nut flush draws are just going to bet out flops there on a straightening board. And I think I kind of turned my hand face up as an aggressive bluff to someone who's paying really close attention. So I think that picked a bad spot, generally speaking. It was just a pure exploit. But because it was a pure exploit, I kind of like having the chutzpah to put in a big raise there. So he goes deep into the tank, and I do my little normal wince face thing that I do, whether I have the nuts or nothing, like he's about to call. And he does. As the river comes out, I perch myself up and look over and ask him how much he has, and he has about 3 and change left, slightly less than me. I have about 400, and the river's the brick, 5 of clubs. We pile it in. I was gonna jam no matter what, because I'm at the absolute bottom. I can't win any other way, and the pot's just too juicy. He lets it go super fast, which lets me think that he had a high set looking to boat up and take down the whole pot. So one more is one of my biggest leaks. We have Queen Jack 10 blank blank, I forget exactly what, on an 8 9 10 flop. So we flop the nut straight. Cue future me. We're three-handed. Guy to my left who's a pretty strong player, thinking player, and then Hold'em convert sitting on a good sized stack of about 1,000. So he announces pot. I automatically know he has Queen Jack. He wouldn't do that if not. So I call rather than raise to keep it small, see the turn, make sure it's a safe turn, and then act accordingly from there. And then we get a call from the button who's next to me. The turn is the queen, which counterfeits me. So I have 2 pair, top 2, plus the second nut straight, and I'm pretty sure I didn't have any other draws. And then he announces pot again real fast. Now, someone like that, you have to know they have the nuts. They've been playing so cautiously and worried about getting outplayed that they're not gonna overplay like that. But for some reason, and that's the leak of mine. The leak is I can't put people on 3 of the 4 cards. Like, if I know they have the Queen Jack on a board like this, then how can they have King Queen Jack? Like, how can they have the nuts again? That's crazy. What are the odds? Even though the betting pattern is just obvious, especially with a guy behind me, because he just has the nuts again. So now you're losing, and you're drawing to a full house outs for pot, which is just losing. It's a losing play. Bad leak, awful play, don't do it, heed my warning, PSA number 2. So yeah, that'll do it. Let me know if you hated this or not. I don't know how many of these standard style night recaps of hand analysis I'll do. I'll just be kind of on a whim, like different videos will be different things. Some will be totally not poker related because I'll be bored with poker. I'm excited to see where the camera takes me in, and whether that's in or outside of a poker room. Hope some of y'all find it interesting. So hit me up with anything. I will certainly hit you back. That I can promise. Next time you see my mug, I'll be overseas.
Are you working? What kind of work do you do? Boy, what is it you want to do when you grow up?
We're gonna stream of consciousness this. I like that. We're gonna go stream of consciousness style on this.